silenced over the years. Then Donald Trump came along and opened up the floodgates that now don't shut. So they wanted to go back to where those who they deem are inferior are now beneath them. There's clip after clip of women, especially Karen types, that go into Mexican restaurants and tell Mexicans to go back to their country when these are Americans, not just Mexicans. The Mexican Americans tell them to go back where they come from. They come from America. While she's getting served in Mexico, that's one thing. She was being served here in America, and she told the Mexican American to go back home where he came from, and then starts passing out how she was raped and abused by a Mexican, so that she's supposed to respect the Mexican? Oh my mother.
I'm literally sitting here and I can already tell all of this is bullcrap.
The,
Not that he is lying, but all of this
the
is bullcrap.
fact that a Mexican, black, or white person raped you, it has nothing to do with their race. I don't rob banks because I'm white. I don't shoot cops because I'm white. I don't do things because I'm white. My whiteness is an irrelevant factor of my actions,
See this irrelevant in every single
or
way.
control thereof my actions, because I don't rob banks because it's wrong, not because I'm white. I don't shoot cops because it's wrong, and I respect cops. That's why I don't do it. But now go, "Oh, I'm white. I can't do these things." What color was Bonnie and Clyde again? Oh yeah, white. That's all they did was rob banks and kill people. So would that make it a white thing to do? Of course not. So, getting mad at all Mexicans because a Mexican or a bunch of Mexicans raped, abused, killed your family doesn't matter. They didn't do it because they're Mexicans. They did it because they're scumbags. But I digress. Now it's been a month since your second shot. Have you had any weird effects over the last 2 months between the first and second shot that you weren't having prior to it? Like magneticness, if that's even a statement. Nauseous, wanting to vomit for no reason that you'd never had before until after the vaccine. What I'm asking you is, during the last 2 months of vaccine shot 1 and 2, has anything about your life physically changed that was not going on before?
No.
And
No.
anything at all? So you've not gotten dizzier than normal, sicker than normal, diarrhea that never happened before, vomiting that you're like, wait a minute, where the heck is this coming from?
No.
Have you had weirder nightmares ever since the shots?
No.
Are you hallucinating since the shots, that you're starting to see things that all of a sudden aren't there anymore?
Oh no.
Are you having suicidal thoughts or tendencies because that are different than normal childhood behavior since the shots?
No.
Memory loss?
No.
Change in your appetite?
No.
Funny hair where it wasn't before, besides puberty stuff? Like, are your teeth growing hair? Has your hair got your tongue got hair? I'm asking you a bunch of these silly questions. I know they're silly to you, and they're silly to me. But all these people out there, like, oh my God, it's changing your DNA, and you're gonna get sick of all the heart attack. Now you've had both shots of Pfizer. I've had both shots of Moderna, and just like you, I've had no abnormal effects than normal. So no headaches that weren't there before, no nauseousness even during the time with the shot.
I've been tired during the day, but I know why, and that's because I don't sleep at night.
Yeah, but that hasn't been anything different since you got the shot, has it?
No, because I did that before the shot.
Pretty much. We constantly getting yelled at, go to fuck to sleep. Um, I have no weird growths on my body. Um, I have not been hallucinating. Did you see that? Um, I'm not magnetic, and I may have a magnetic personality, but that's different. I was born with that. But I'm not magnetic. There's no pain in this arm. There's no pain in this arm, though I got the shot in my right arm. Now, here comes the next question. Since we got the shot, now yes, I know Pfizer and Moderna are slightly different, made by different people, but I got my shot in my right arm. You got your shot in your left arm because you wanted to make sure, because the nurse suggested if he was going to be active with that arm to get it in his left because he was right dominant. I didn't give a crap. I said, do it. And when I got my second shot, do it. Both his shots were in his left arm. That didn't make a difference either. Mine didn't hurt any more than his did. The way he described it was exactly the way mine was. So,
Getting a shot doesn't hurt at all. It actually just the aftermath, because it's a weird version of burning and irritation, but that happens with every shot.
like a tetanus shot.
It's annoying. That's all it is. It doesn't hurt. It just pisses me off.
To have a numb arm, yeah.
Cause I want to use this.
All right. I equate it
Kind of for a reason.
for complete understanding. Imagine somebody punching you really hard in the arm and the aftermath after that punch. It feels like the fist is slightly still there. And when you move the arm the most, you can feel it like it has like an extra weight to it. And that's because the muscle is still sore from the shot. And 48 hours later for both shots. Now, the second shot was supposed to be stronger than the first. They're all one shot. Let's get this straight. It's all one shot, but they had to break it up because it was too strong to get one shot at that, all of it in one shot. But the second shot,
which is why you need like a specific number of days before
correct.
You go back. You can't get it a day earlier.
I asked, for me, when I got my Moderna, I asked the day before, can I come in and get the shot? They're like, no. You need the full 28 days. Don't take the risk. With him, now we went to two different places because I went to CVS where they only had Moderna. I had to go to Walmart for him because Walmart had all three. And he was only cleared for Pfizer. So I asked them, can he come a day earlier? They said no. It has to be specifically the 28 days allotted. Okay, I wasn't mad, wasn't trying to force him to do it, but I was curious. Does it really make a difference if it's a full 28 days? They were like, yes, don't take those kind of risks. I said, okay. So essentially, if you have a card that's punched, you won't be able to get the Moderna or the Pfizer to exactly 28 days later. I understand people's hesitation because if you made it this far in the video, I'll give you a little secret about me. I was worried about taking it too. I didn't want to. Now, it came out in March, and I wanted nothing to do with it. I stayed as far away from it as possible because I was concerned. I was worried. And I'll be honest, it took my father, the Vietnam veteran, to go get Moderna from the VA. And after he got his second shot, and there's not been no severe side effects, it gave me hope that nothing would happen to me either. I'm, after all, his son. And if he survived it, there's a good chance I will too. And one of my other brothers and his entire family above the age got Pfizer, and they were just fine. No side effects. Like I said, just to numb in the arm.
And they actually have physical issues too.
Yes, my brother's, he's not going to hear this, but he's pissing protein. What that means is his body's not keeping it. It's coming out like waste. And he has many other conditions that come along with that. And my father-in-law, his father-in-law as well, has severe issues, just like my father does. My father had a quadruple bypass. This is supposed to be a concern for the heart, according to these skeptics. My father had a quadruple bypass. I have a stent in my heart. Now, don't
This
get me
is foreshadowing. I'm gonna get something next.
now don't get me wrong. There's a 95% chance of your survival from this vaccine, and a 5% chance that you will have some bad experience with it. 5% to save my son is five enough for me. Um, that's why I got the shot, and that's why he's got the shot. Because I'm going to do whatever I can to keep him alive. Now, if everybody's so saying, oh, it's no different than taking a risk with the COVID. Okay, so if you're telling me there's no difference in taking a shot or not taking a shot, then take the shot. If it's no different. But, I'm going to let my son finish this one out on what he wants to say, because he's got a few things he wants to get off his chest about this. And I'm going to let him finish. Relax. Talk to the people. Just don't yell.
Okay, well, the beginning of this, whole,
Pandemic.
yeah, the beginning of this whole pandemic thing was very scary at first, and not only that, I was getting mixed information as well from my mother and my father, because my mother has her own information, my father has his own information. Except there's a difference between the two. The reason I believe my father is because everything in my entire life, I don't even need to ask for it now, because now from what he's taught me it makes logical sense at this point. When I ask for proof of something, he will show me the proof. If he does not have any proof, he lets it go. My mother, this is her exact words. You don't need proof for everything. You should just accept my word.
Spoken like a real Republican.
So, and that's not enough for me. I need proof. I need proof that things are real. If I don't have proof of things to be real, then they're not real. If I have evidence to prove that something isn't true, then it probably isn't. Of course, I'm going to do research and everything else. And the other thing with them, I showed them the proof. I looked it up. I did everything. They literally told me to look it up. I looked it up, showed it to them. They still denied it. They still denied it. This is about the thing being airborne.
Mm-hmm.
It is. I looked it up. I saw it. And then when I was telling them about it, it's like, yeah, this virus is airborne. It's pretty dangerous. They're like, no, it's not airborne. And then, slight argument. Then they said, look it up. Looked it up, showed it to them, still denied it. And so I kept getting mixed information. After my father showed me everything he showed me, I knew who to trust. My mother would not give me any proof for anything, and when I asked for it, she said the same thing. You don't need proof. I do need proof. It's the main way that it's the main way you know something. It's the way we know facts is because of
Fact means proved.
yes, which means the proof is there.
Theory is not proved. It's believed.
Yes.
That's why it's called a theory.
So, the beginning of this was extremely tough and quite terrifying because, well, deadly virus that we can't go outside. Scary. So, yeah, it was annoying. And then I heard that they were making the vaccines for it, and I was getting excited about that because it's like this.
That's what
This
we've been waiting for.
here's the safety. Here's how we're gonna be safe. And then they weren't releasing it for children, and that's when I got even more worried.
Well, they hadn't tested on children yet. See, Moderna hasn't tested children. They're supposed to do that next summer. Pfizer jumped on testing for children, and that's why it was authorized for 12 and over. But it was only authorized for 16 and over at one point, and 18 at one point and older, because that's who they tested on. That's the only thing that's stopping it all from being completely satisfied.
So, yeah, but hey, we got 12 and over. I'm 12. I got it, and I feel safer now that I have it. And it's just that I'm just, yeah, it's incredibly difficult believing in what to believe. I mostly take my father's word for it now, and if I don't 100% trust what he says, I'll do the research for myself.
It's not my work, kid. I show you the facts on everything that I say.
I know. And it's just, it's annoying being the way that I am. I think other children have been in this situation before, but I always get mixed information about everything. And if anything like this happens again, I'm just gonna get more mixed information. The other issue is that nobody likes to get it through their head that this is deadly, and they're just gonna keep doing what they did before this virus existed, and then they had the vaccine has a microchip and blah blah blah, saying that they're gonna track you. What were they posting that on social media? On computers and phones that have built-in trackers.
That people use every single day, and their phone is never off their
All
body.
machines, all machines could have trackers. Walls, buildings, they could have trackers. They could have microchips. Have you seen how big a microchip is? It's not too big. They could fit one of that in a drywall.
It's already in our phones. Right now, right now
That's
my
how you keep
phone
storage.
is listening to me. It's possibly recording me specifically because I'm so sexy, and it's being saved. This conversation we're having right now is being recorded by my phone, by me, and the phone knows exactly where the hell I'm at. I just open up the map. It goes, zoom. This is where you at. So putting a microchip in us to track us is just stupid. They literally have a legal tracking chip that everyone in America can't live without.
And actually, this is 100% built into the phone because Google Maps, that's tracking the phone. Even if you don't have like Find My Droid or something, don't have any tracking devices,
They come prepared with a GPS.
they automatically have a tracking on them. And so everybody is screaming about civil rights, controlling how this virus was somehow made from the government. It's
They call
It's all
conspiracy
us.
nuts.
I know. And the thing is that the stupid part is that they had all this, and then a couple months later, they dropped it. What?
If the government wanted to take us out, there's a whole lot better way to do it. A whole lot easier way too. And it wouldn't have started in China. if our government was trying to take us out. And if the Chinese government was trying to take us out, it wouldn't have started in China either.
No, it would have started here.
Chinese government is here. Just like I think the German and Russian are here. Every government has an ambassador in our country, and they have what's called a diplomatic pouch. They slap a fucking stupid label on some shit, and they can bring it into this country piece by piece. So they could have brought this virus directly to our front door. They didn't. We watched it spread in someone else's backyard, and then Americans and foreigners, and I only call them that because they're from a foreign country, brought it here with them. It's that simple. But it spread like hotcakes across the globe. And it's not a picky virus. It takes everyone out. So they would engineer it to take out only specific people. Now, all races have specific the DNA details, we'll call them, that are unique to us. Like, no matter how much sun I get, I'm still going to be this white. I'll get tanner, but that will go away. A black man, no matter how much he stays out of the sun, he will still be black, brown, whatever you want to call it. The Spanish person, same thing. They can stay out of the sun all they want. They're still going to have caramel skin. That is in the DNA. So they could identify that and make the virus suited to that DNA. But the virus is killing everyone evenly, meaning blacks and whites are dying. Now, children are dying. Chinese are dying. Russians are dying. Germans are dying. New Zealanders are dying. Everybody is. So this seems very random. Now, it could be, oh, they just, playing Russian roulette. They spin the virus, and it takes out who it takes out. I'm going to hide in a bunker. That is definitely possible. Plausible? Not so much, because it requires too much of a risk for yourself. So I can't see that someone did it on purpose. Did they create COVID on purpose? There's a chance. Did they release it? I doubt it. Doesn't make any sense for them to release it. But scientists love fucking with nature. They keep messing with viruses. They keep messing with DNA. So this is fun to them. Seeing if they can create an unstoppable virus. I'm telling you, there's doctors or scientists out there that live for that fact. So, in closure, get vaccinated, wear your masks,
Stay safe.
stay safe. We're both vaccinated and we still wear our masks because we may be a carrier and no longer affected. We may not have been affected to begin with. We may have been asymptomatic. We don't know. We're not taking the risk against you or for you or against us or for us. We're not risking your life or ours. You shouldn't do the same. So until the next episode, I'm going to say good night. Technically good morning because it's 4 a.m., 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. And I'll leave it to my son to say his own ending because he's a grown boy now.
Well, I really don't have much to say since you covered it all, so, bye.
Peace.